Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Gina and I'm doing Icad number 13 to 20. On the back of the card, as you just saw, I stuck some blank pages. So that's where I'm hoping to do journaling, or I will send it off to people so that they can do journaling on the back. And today I decided to start with some drawing. I'm using a charcoal stick and I'm just drawing some shapes. It turned out to be leafy shapes, which is cool, and I'm doing it quickly because I'm trying not to think too much, and I wanted to just start. I've been kind of out of sync and out of touch with art these days. I want to create, it's just time is it's difficult for me to find the time. So I just used a pastel stick. Oops, my paint is squeezing, just squirting out of the bottle. But I just used the red pastel stick to add some color. Now I'm going to try to just add some paint and spread the stick and the pastel just all over. My intention was just to add some white just in certain places, and then I ended up covering the entire thing. That was not the plan. I just wanted to what's the word? Make the charcoal and the pastel permanent, because you know when you don't do that, it's chalky and it just spreads, it reactivates all the time. So I ended up covering the entire thing, and in the process a lot of the shapes that I drew were being erased. They were being covered up too much. So I'm just taking a baby wipe and I'm trying to wipe off some of the paint. I'm using acrylic paint, and I wanted to see that drawing in the background. And I also wanted to see some of the lines happening on the card itself, because I think it's cool. You know, it's not just lines, but it's, you know, some numbers, and it's more interesting. Yeah. So I'm wiping off some in some places and I'm leaving some. And in some areas I'm adding more paints. So this part here I'm doing, I saw my stencil on the side and I thought, I think I want to do numbers today. So I'm adding my stencil and then I'm just wiping off some of the paint that's happening in between the numbers. And I lifted it off. It didn't really turn out the way I thought that I saw in my mind, but I still thought it was cool, and I decided to leave it. Because you could see where the stencil met the paint, and then when you lift it off, it leaves some raised peaks. I wasn't expecting that, and I didn't plan for that, but I was like, hey, that's cool. I think I'll leave it. And in this one, I actually painted in the numbers, and I thought that was cool too. And on the side here, I also painted in the numbers. Today, I joined, just like I did before, I joined all of my cards together because I just wanted to do a big piece and then cut it up. But I think with this one, my mind, even though I tried to think of it as one big piece, my mind still separated it. So here I have some peach paint. It's acrylic as well. I put it in a mustard bottle because I like the tip and I thought it would have been cool and easy to squeeze out. So there you go. And that's why I put the white in the glue bottle too. So from now on, I'm going to be hunting for empty bottles with some decent tips so I could, expel my paint easily and safely and controlled. So I'm just adding some more numbers. So what I'm thinking is to just continue the layering process. So I did the stencil reduction where I rubbed off some and then I added some back, and now I'm adding some script writing because I just love this stamp and I love script writing, and I thought pink would be a nice highlight color for this because it just felt right. So I thought let's add some let's give it a little pop. And then I thought to add some more color because it wasn't as much as I wanted, but I didn't want to add too much script at the same time. So I'm just adding a sort of washout, same pink. It's kind of like a purple pink, fuchsia probably. And yeah, I'm using the brush, but I'm adding it very washed out because it's just to have like it's meant to be like a background color. And I really actually like how it's turning out, but I'm also thinking I don't know how this is gonna translate when when I cut it up. I don't know how nice it's going to be. But I'm pushing ahead. I'm just going ahead. I haven't created in a long time, and I really wanted to create something. And I miss posting for y'all to see and encourage y'all, and even myself. So here I'm layering with another script stamp, but just in blue instead, because there's blue in the background. So I thought I'd add a darker shade. Here I'm trying to clean it. It doesn't look like I clean it much, but I do try. And then I am just adding, I found it was getting a bit dark, so I'm adding some white acrylic paint and just kind of brushing out the edges so that it looks like it's blending into the page and it's not just slapped on. And I'm using a baby wipe to do that, and also my finger and the brush. So it's been a while. It's been a long while. How have y'all been? I actually miss y'all very much. It may not seem so, but I do. I enjoy posting, I enjoy creating, and I enjoy creating for you all to see and to hopefully be encouraged by it. So just checking in. I know life happens to a lot of people. Sometimes we get sick, sometimes, different things happen. Sometimes unexpected, sometimes planned, sometimes unexpected good. So what's been going on? What's been going on with me? I actually damaged my back recently, and I'm working through the process of slowly getting back to where I would like to be. But every day I'm grateful because I can move and do so many things, even though my back hurts and my leg and my butt. So yes, I am very, very grateful and thankful. So thankful. But it's annoying and it's not okay, and it needs to stop. It really needs to stop. But I'm going on vacation soon, so I am really hoping to do a lot more creating, please God, and hopefully get some more videos out, more than has been happening. Because it's been about a month since I last posted. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I hope all of y'all have been doing well, health-wise, family-wise, job-wise, just... I hope y'all are doing well, even and art-wise, of course. I hope it's been good. And even though I want to create like every day and I can't, or I don't, I always have to remind myself that it's okay. So here I am outlining my numbers because I wanted to see them, and I felt like they were really fading into the background. And I know the purpose of the white was to push things back, but I still wanted to see more of my numbers. So I'm just using a coloring, what do you call this? A colored pencil, but it's actually water soluble. So I'm going to use the color pencil to highlight the outsides, and then I'm going to activate it with water just to make it permanent and to give it a nice little spread on the page, because it's like watercolor. So when you add watercolor to paper, it spreads and it just looks nice and light and flowy, and yeah. So you see, yeah, it's spreading. So I'm going to do that with all my numbers, and I hope that while I'm creating, you pulled out whatever you wanted to do as well, whether it's you're making a journal, or you're adding things to your journal, or you are also doing some mixed media art, or even whatever you're doing. I hope that you pulled it out and you are creating along as well. Or even just coloring. You know, I know some people like to just pull out their coloring book and they just color, or they want to sketch. So yeah, create along with me. So I was talking about layering and, you know, doing the numbers using different mediums. So now I'm using texture piece to add another layer of numbers. So I guess these sets of cards are just numbers. That's, you know, if I were to title them, that's probably what they would be. I don't know, you know, some people, they find really cool names for things when they're doing stuff. I don't know, I just can't think of anything fancy or really cool. It's just be real normal stuff. At least that's how I feel it. So yeah, these cards would be called numbers if they were given a name. So I'm just going to put some all over. I'm just turning the stencil different directions, and then I dried that, and now I am thinking of numbers still, because clearly my theme has become just numbers, and I have thought I would add a big 2 to my big spread that's happening here. So I'm going to draw it out and then cut it out, and then I also liked the number 7, so I'm going to draw and cut that out as well. And I'm using a blue piece of cardstock because I like the blue that's happening on my big spread. You know, the base is blue, and then I have the pops of blue happening around in numbers. So, and then the script stamp, some of it was blue. So I like those blue pops that's happening. So I'm doing the blue, and I'm gonna cut it out and see how they go. And I also have in mind that I am going to cut this up into the smaller card pieces. So I don't know how this big 2 is going to work out. I'm still figuring things out as I'm drawing and cutting. Process was strange. It was strange. It's very interesting. I mean, it always is, because I usually don't know what I'm going to do step by step. But yeah, this one, I don't know, maybe it's because I haven't done anything in a while. So I have my numbers. The 2 looks so weird. Just looks odd. I have my numbers. I did 2 7s. This one is looking strange as well, so I'm cutting it down, trying to make it look a little normal. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to use them, where I want to use them, how I'm going to use them, if it makes sense. I was trying to figure out if it makes sense. That's what was happening. And then I liked these pieces that I was cutting out, these extra pieces. And I thought, I think I want to use them. So I'm just placing them, and the numbers just eventually got moved out. So I'm actually going to use my pieces because I like how they look. I like those pops of the dark blue. the solidness and the, the straight lines. I really am liking it. I actually like the number 7 there, so I think I'm going to leave that one. But I ended up using my scraps instead, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to keep cutting up some pieces and just add them. And the thing is, because this is so dark, I don't want to add too much, and I don't want it to overpower my cards. So my mind, while I was creating this, my mind kept saying 3. 3. So I was thinking all I needed was 3 pieces on each card. So my goal was to just try to get 3 pieces of my blue on my cards, because I just wanted it, not too intense, not to cover too much of the area, just to add some pops of that blue, that solid blue. And before I changed my mind and before I said, nah, that's not a good idea, I just started to stick things down. And that, it dropped. It fell. Yeah. So I just started to stick things down, and I was pleased, and I was like, Gino, I'm not sure how this is going to look, but this is what it is. But I am enjoying these numbers. And I think I want to stop here. I think this is it. So I'm going to separate them to see how they look, and then look at them again separately to see what I want to add, if I want to add anything else to any of them. And I'm just going to go through them each one by one, checking to see what's needed in any of these spaces. Also, I would like to say that I would like to give away some of my cards. So I'm going to be giving 5, and it's going to be happening as I create. So you can actually wait until I finish with I don't know if I'm going to do all 62 cards, because we are at the end. The general timeline is at the end. So I don't know if I will continue, because the Icad is basically done. But once I continue, if you want any of the cards, you could just write in the comments, and or you can email me, which is in the comments as well, the comment section, my description, sorry. In my description, I have my email, and you could email me. So, and I will as we go along, I will let you all know, okay, we have how many more cards to give away. If anybody's interested, and you just let me know which one you want. And yeah, I'll give away, because they're journaling cards, and if you want to use them to journal on and stick in your journal or even give to somebody else, that's cool. So let's do this. Feel free to email me. You could even write any comments. I want one, please, or yeah, and let me know. So while I was doing this, I thought it would be cool just to have some even smaller bits of blue happening, not those big chunks. So I'm cutting some nice, very, very thin strips and sticking them on my cards, which I am loving. I really, really, really love them. Love them to bits. I don't know. when I was doing this, I actually didn't like it too much, but sometimes you create art and it grows on you. That's these cards. They're growing on me. The more I look at them, the more I interact with them. Because I don't know about you, but when I make things, I go back and look at them from time to time, once I still have them. And yeah, some of them grow on me and some of them I like instantaneously and always like. And some of them I like, and then as time goes by, I like even more. But this set, it wasn't all that I was thinking, and it's because sometimes I have a pop of vision in my head. It's not like a lasting, okay, this is what I want. It's just a pop of an idea, and then I create, and sometimes it kind of falls in line with what was flashed in my head, and other times it turns out very, very different. Very different. So today's cards was very different. I must say, it's nothing that I thought of, initially. It was definitely a gradual process for this one. So here I thought they needed more. So with each card I'm using, so I have several pens that I use. I have a jelly pen, I have the pilot pen, and those two seem to be working the best on these. The pilot pen is the silver one and the gold is the jelly. And I mean, it gave a little trouble. I did buy another pilot gold, but I can't find it. I found it recently and I was like, yes, I was looking for this, and then it's gone again. Because the one that I have, it's sticking. The one that I currently have, it's sticking. So these colored pens, yeah. So I'm just adding some lines, continuing with my lines. And I found these cards interesting because the numbers are curved. At least most of them. I mean, number 4 isn't, and neither number 1. 1 and 4. But generally, the numbers are curved, and then I come and I added these straight-edged shapes. I know the one to the top left has a little curve, but I mean, in my mind, it's still straight, because it's not like a jagged edge. That's what I mean. They're very straight edges. They're not roughed up, they're not curved, jagged, they're not feathered, they're just cut straight. So I found these cards very interesting. They felt very contrasted yet harmonious at the same time for me. And now I'm adding some silver paint and gold paint because I like how silver looks with blue. And then there's the peach paint with the numbers below, which is, that's why I added the gold paint. So it was a bit strange as well because I did both silver and gold on it, which I don't usually do or try to do or intentionally do. And this time I did, and I found that was cool too. I was like, okay, we mix in. So this one I like a lot. So if anybody that loves the number 7 and you want this card, just give me a holler. It's pretty cool. I like it. Or if it gives you an idea to make a different kind of similar card, then go for it. Just be inspired. I've always hoped that my videos inspire. So we're coming down to the end. I'm just adding some shine in between. And, just in different places on the card because I love shine. I love just that surprise when you tilt the card just right and you get that pop of shine. It's just awesome. It's a lovely surprise. My brush was doing its own thing and jumping up on top, but I just took the wipe and wiped it off. So that worked. I love these cards. I'm trying to figure out if they could be termed masculine because they have the pink in it, so I don't know if you would consider them masculine, but I find doing masculine cards are very difficult for me. And I keep thinking I really need to practice doing more masculine pieces, because men like art too, and I think men appreciate art as well. So that's something to work on. But I'm just adding my pops of color, and then we'll see where we go. And then I decided it was still missing something, so I decided to give them a border. Some has gold borders, some have blue borders, and I felt a lot better about that. I was using my brush, and then eventually I ended up just using my finger. I was like, yeah, let's just do the finger. And it was good. It was good. And this is about it. I'm just showing you the cards now one by one. And then I realized that some of them still look a bit empty, so I'm adding some splashes. Of course. I almost didn't. Can you believe it? But then I remembered. So I'm adding some splashes. I'm adding some blue, some gold, and some silver. Because why not? Splashes don't always have to be white or black, right? Let's do some silver and some gold and just get the card shiny and pretty, but still simple-ish looking. They feel very simple to me, with lots of nice details, the dots, the lines. I really like these cards actually. So let me know what you think. Let me know which one or ones you like the most. I'm really gonna try to do more, but we'll see how it goes. Let me know which ones you like, and here's a moving close-up of them where you're getting some shine action happening as well. When you move the light just right, just right, and you get that, you pick up those shines. And these are my cards. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in and sticking with me and creating with me. And I will see you in the next video, hopefully much sooner than last time. Okay, bye!